So this is actually the Tabletop Experiment episode 13, and this is Dragonlance part 4. And I'm joined by, and I'm just going to go in a circle. Todd J, he's playing Uriel. Christian, who's playing Swami. And Jesse, who's playing Martok. And I put their icons up there for their class, so that'll give it away, what their class they're playing. And yeah, just to let everybody know out there that we changed Dragonlance because everybody wanted to make a longer campaign. So some of these, I'm playing from the module, Shadow the Dragon Queen, but some of these adventures may seem a little weird, and that's because everybody wants to play a character to level 20. So we're kind of extending stuff out. We're getting side quests. Somebody may pick a fight. Somebody may go to a different area. We may even split up the party, which we all know is bad. Unless you think you can take on the dragon by yourself. Good luck. Let's see. To recap what happened last time, everybody made it into Vogler. They heard about the Kingfisher Festival. They arrived in the evening, and they discovered that at the Brass Crab they were at the Fishbowl originally, and then they realized that the Brass Crab, through talking to people in town, there was going to be a remembrance, a festival of the dead, and everybody kind of, where we ended, it was a little shorter session. Everybody kind of coalesced around the port dock area of the Brass Crab, which is up on the screen. You could see that, and everybody was like the eulogies hadn't started, but they saw all these townspeople kind of wrapped around, kind of, all around the dock, and they saw some empty boats on the dock. And the mayor, which I actually have a picture of the mayor, and I'll show you guys a picture of the mayor. This is the mayor who you were talking to. That's what she looks like. She is wearing like a jacket and stuff because it's evening, but she's the one that when you were walking through town, you were doing a walk and talk, going to the fishbowl. She was the one that said, "Hey, I'll be back in a half hour if you need to speak to me," because obviously you guys found out about a plot, and you were going to speak to her about it, but she never came back, and you just saw her for the ceremony. So, any questions before we start? So yeah, you guys kind of crowd around this area, and you see there is some citizens kind of like behind Beckland and this female dwarf. Like, again, I know you're supposed to formally meet these people. I just like to put their names up so you can remember their names with their faces and stuff like that. But they come up, and then what happens is through the crowd, because people are behind them, you see some fishermen take and bring up a dead body, like a wrapped body. And they place it in the thing, in the boat, and then they do the thing. They lay flowers like that on there, and yeah, and they lay the body there, and you see people after they lay the body. There's like a moment of silence. You see people take those parchments that, like, you've seen different townspeople trade with each other, give to the mayor. They've been giving the mayor rolled up parchments. She's behind them. She steps forward, and they all kind of like start to light them on. They like light them on fire off the braziers that were all over, and they set them in the boat, in like the moss and everything. And you see Becklin step forward after like a bunch of people have like put these parchments that are like, they're kind of glowing, and the moss is a little bit wet, so it's not really catching fire. But Becklin steps forward, and she says, like, everybody gets really, really quiet, you know? And she says, first, she says, we'd like to commit to the sea Bren Firmhandle, a Kender who is a fine warrior who stopped a surprise attack on the town and stayed behind, allowed the townspeople to escape, and they were able to come back and tell the guard that they needed help. Without him, the town would have been lost. We humbly submit him to the sea. He, like many of his people, were stranger than everybody else, but they were always happy to see people coming to town and always ask them what was going on beyond the walls. And he was always the first people to wait at the docks for the fishermen to come in and listen to their stories. And after she says that, she takes a parchment out, lights it, throws it down, and then you see the dwarven woman cut the boat and kick it off into the harbor, basically. And then after that, You see like another boat come up, some fishermen come to the front and they drag another boat that's been tied like under the dock and they pull it out and they actually bring two bodies at the boat and they lay the bodies at the boat. Same thing, it's moss and these flowers. You see people step forward and like light these parchments and they set them in there. And Becklin, again, after a couple moments of silence, she says, "Here we humbly submit to the sea the bodies of Cam and Vim. They were the town healers. After last winter, they single-handedly treated everyone in town from sickness and allowed us to survive another year. May their many house visits and late-night bombs and kind words be remembered by everyone in town. May we live in their example and help everyone when they are in trouble. May the sea breeze always touch their face, and may their spirits be carried by the wind forever." And when she says that, she lights a parchment, throws it on there, and then Cudgel, the dwarven woman, cuts the line, and then the fishermen push the single boat out to the ocean. And then after that, you see people take those like little paper lanterns you've seen in a lot of movies, and they set the parchments in there, and they all light them on fire, and you see them step, and like everybody kind of comes forward and slowly starts putting these parchments on the water, and they go out to the bay. And then it's pretty somber. Everybody has their hands, in front of them or behind them. Everybody's very quiet. Even the kids you guys saw from earlier in the bars and stuff. Swami was grotesque by the fact that children actually went to the bars. But they're there. They're very quiet. They're very mindful. And kind of after about 10 or 15 minutes, people start kind of like, you see them slowly whispering to each other. The sun kind of fully goes down and everybody either splits off into two places, either going to the Brass Crab or they're going to the Fishbowl, kind of the two meeting places in town. So, yeah. And you see the mayor and Cudgel, the dwarven woman, and Beckland all kind of talking. And you see that young kid from earlier, this kid, he kind of runs up behind him and he's kind of like solemnly like talking to all of them. You guys are still standing there. You're more than welcome to go to either the Fishbowl or the Brass Crab or so.
Well, where's the mayor?
They're all kind of like in this spot right in the dock talking. The mayor is talking to, like, they're all in a little huddle, like a 4-person huddle with Becklin, Iron Smile, Cudgel, the boy Darrett, and then the mayor. They're all kind of, at the docks right here talking, like whispering to each other and stuff like that, shaking each other's hand.
I'll suggest to Swami and that we just go up and like looks like this is the main core of the town. Like,
also, people are coming up to them, but they're not really talking to them. They're only coming up, shaking their hand, and then like walking away. And you kind of, if you're right close by, you just hear a murmur like that was beautiful or whatever, and they kind of somebody walks away or whatever.
I just suggest to them that we go talk to them here.
Rose is behind you guys, just to let you know. She hasn't gone anywhere or whatever. She's standing behind you guys.
Damn it, Rose.
I'm not asking Rose. I'm asking the other team.
I know. I just want to make it clear. It seems like Jesse always like, who?
Like, holy shit, who are you?
You're still here?
We've been traveling for months together.
You're still here? I've been here with you for 3 months on the road. Oh, right.
You have?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, let's go up there at least. If we can't talk to him now, find out when we can talk to her in the foreseeable future, since...
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more boats. So,
yeah.
I guess I'll...
Okay. Wow. All right. That was crazy.
I'll kind of, slowly approach them.
Mm-hmm.
Not up in their face, but just kind of at a respectful distance, but close enough where, trying to like get their attention.
Yeah, I mean,
does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah, you're trying to, social cues. Yeah, you notice that she does notice you, like when you're kind of like not skulking because no one's really around, but you see the mayor kind of lights up. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and she like comes up to you. She's like, you wanted to speak to me? She goes, wait. She goes, come this way. Like she motions for all you. She's like, come over here. You know, you're not that far away. You're like 3 steps away.
Yeah,
She's like,
I'll do what she's saying. Yeah.
yeah. She's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And she like
He's
introduced.
leading us somewhere.
Yeah, just like a couple feet because she's basically taking you to the huddle where she was in. You know, because you guys are like standing outside and you know. But yeah, she introduces you. She says, "This is Becklin. She's kind of the captain of the guard in a weird way. She does a lot of training in town. She's kind of you know, an advisor." And you see Becklin just like nod, and she's still got that big helmet from her art on her side. She doesn't have her shield, but she's got this helm hanging off her belt. And
Yeah.
so, and she goes, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. Are you did you come for the Kingfisher Festival?"
In a way, but more importantly, there's another group coming for the Kingfisher Festival, and that is a large group of like assassins, and that's what we're trying to get you guys' attention to talk to you about.
You see the dwarven woman step up. She goes, "Oh, hello, I'm Cudgel." And she goes, "I didn't get your names." And you see the mayor go, I'm sorry." She like just goes around. She's like, "This is Uriel, this is Martok, and this is Swami, and this is Rose." And you see everybody roll an insight check for me. And I have DV on so I can know what you rolled. If it loads.
Nice.
And it loaded.
Big boy numbers.
Whoa.
Right
21, 24.
It looks like
13.
I'm gonna be good at doing the.
Yeah, you're gonna be good at the skill checks. Yeah, I mean, based off that, you notice that when Rhodes stepped forward, she shakes hands. You guys notice that Becklin, like, kind of looks at her a little bit longer than everybody else, but she shakes everybody's hand, and you see this kid, the mayor. He's like standing behind the mayor. So you guys are like in a huddle. He's like the fifth wheel, and she goes, "This is Darrett." And he's like, "Hi, everybody. I'm Darrett." And then he kind of looks around and kind of realizes he's kind of being loud. He's like, hi. And then he just kind of backs behind the mayor again. And you see that mayor kind of grins. And she's like, do you guys want to go to my estate and speak? Or we could go to the Brass Crab or the Fishbowl. It just depends on what you think is prudent if you have this information to go.
We have some maps and some other stuff that we would like to show. So, just in case there's any prying eyes, maybe your place.
Okay, that would be good. You guys slowly go back through town, and everybody make a history check for me. Swami, you get a history check with advantage. Wow.
Oh God!
You did great, Swami. You did great. What do you got, a 4 with advantage?
I got a 12.
Man.
Oh Jesus!
Double numbers.
He said, "Oh Jesus." You go to her house. She has this really kind of like, it's like it is the nicest place here, but it is really, this is a fishing town. They do other trade here and stuff, but you notice it's like a 2-story. It's like really the only 2-story thing in town. I'll go back to the map so you guys can see that. Oh, whoops. So her home's here. You can tell it's huge. They even write mayor's home on here. Yeah, you see that her house. It's very nice. She invites you guys in. She goes, would you guys like some coffee or tea? Or she like lights a bunch of candles as you guys come in because it's getting dark. And she's got she has a big table, like a 3 foot by 5 foot, like a huge, probably 3 foot by 8 foot table. So, there's maps on there. She like starts clearing the table and everything. And you see Darrett, like the kid runs over there and he starts helping her like clear the table and everything. He puts his sword against the frame of the door and runs in there. And Becklin's kind of like slower than everybody else. And you see Cudgel just has like a weird grin on her face the whole time.
I'll go directly to the table and pull out the map and just start, putting it down.
Yep, we're pulling out the maps and
So
spreading
you
them
basically
out.
have this map out that you lay down or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
You see her. They're like, well, you see Cudgel. She gets like really busy. She's like, this really just looks like High Hill. I don't. What are you showing me? Because
there's some,
they have a map of the town like on the table right next to your map. So
yeah, but my map has X's on it. And I'm explaining that this is a draconian map. It's the X's is where an ambushes are planned for these folks, and we checked one of these spots out, and it was like a perfect ambush spot, or a spot to attack when you're doing your reenactment. So that's the information that we found. That's why we're come all this way
And
so quickly.
it wasn't just that. The people that were trying to get that information and get out of there were a draconian group of assassins.
they were Dragonborn.
Oh, excuse me, Dragonborn. That actually, the Reese. He is one of the.
Yeah, the mayor. She like nods. She's like, oh, the merchant. Yeah, he's very popular around here.
Yes, well, they attacked him.
Oh,
They killed his guards. He barely got away. He told us about what was going on and told us that we needed to come back through here. Not to mention all of the people that are being stolen from the roads and put into camps by these Dragonborn.
you see like the mayor's like just kind of looks at the other two, and Cudgel's like, well, some of these things I can explain, but some of them I can't. See, she like points to the X's. She's like, the Kingfisher Festival tomorrow. We have a battle reenactment, and she like grins a bit, and she's like, I those X's, those are my people. They're called the Ironclad Regiment. They're up in the hills, past High Hill, and that's the spots they're gonna take for the battle. So I guess.
Well,
Thank you.
Well, wouldn't it also be if these are places where all of your people are going to be taking a mock battle? Wouldn't that be the perfect time to set an ambush so it looks like it's all just a show?
or a bomb.
Yeah.
We have bombs in this world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Uriel, give me a persuasion check. With
Persuasion.
advantage, because you and Martok are like kind of talking to him. Whoa. Heyo.
Very nice.
19.
And you see Becklin is kind of like sitting there like at the table, like, scratching her chin. She hasn't said anything the whole time you guys are talking. And then she looks at Martok. She's like, did you say Draconians?
Yep. Draconians.
Well, she like looks at the dwarf, and the dwarf's like, well, I'm gonna go. He said, I have a chief up there, someone who is right under me. I'll go talk to them. I'll go up to their camp and make sure that everything's okay. But I don't know. I just can't imagine why they'd I've trained with these people a long time, and I've served with them a long time. I don't think they'd double cross me. When you see her, she's like, but I'll go.
We're not saying that it's like friendly local dragonborn that are around here, but these guys, they look like they're part of some bigger group. They were all donned with black capes that when we attacked them, they took the cape took damage, not them. And when they finally, the cape finally lost its protective, it burned off, and they were all, clad in armor, and they were bright red dragonborn that didn't say a word, just started attacking.
Does that sound familiar to you guys?
Who are you asking? Sorry.
I'm asking the townsfolk.
Their group.
Yeah, their group. Yeah.
They're like, well, I mean, no, we haven't really had anything like that hit the town. I mean, just some bandits like normal. But you see, Swami, can you give me an insight check?
While I'm saying this, I'm like, we've also been working with the military, and
Oh, the
Reese
knights.
was actually the knights, and
15.
Reese was talking to one of the knights, and that knight is took off to go get more knights to come this way because they believe it's going to be something.
You see Becklin like kind of sits back in the chair and grins. Swami, you notice that the whole time everybody's been talking, Becklin hasn't said anything, and she's looking at Rose, but not in like a bad way, just like trying to pay attention to what Rose is doing. So, everybody's pointing at the maps and everything, and she definitely is paying attention, but she's definitely, you notice she has one eye on Rose the whole time. And Uriel kind of gets done with the, hey, we did this. And she goes, she points right at Rose and says, what are you doing here? And you see Rose like, Rose is kind of like behind you guys, and she's like, what? And Becklin's like, are you just traveling with them? And Rose is like, yes, we just happen to be on the road together. They were nice enough. I helped them, they helped me, and we ran into these bandits. And you see Becklin like sit back in her chair, and you notice behind Becklin, like the kid Daggett is like pouring water, and you see him like it's kind of tense a little bit, and he like turns around and he just like freezes. And Becklin's like, you can set it on the table, and he like runs over and just sets it on the table, and then just backs away. And yeah, it's Swami, do you want to say anything, or are you just
Yeah, I want to ask if they know something about Rose's people that we don't know for them to act that way.
Oh, Becklin's like, do you know about Rose's people?
The chaos mages.
Yeah, we know a little, but I want to know why.
The mages of high sorcery, yeah.
I want to know why they're making that face, and why did that kid seem so startled from seeing her?
I mean, with your passive, I know your passive rolls and everything, your passive insight and all that. The kid was he's young and it's tense and he got nervous. He's like a young kid. But, you kind of got this speech before from the knights in the camp originally when you met with Trinity and all those people. They were really standoffish to Rose. And you remember you took Rose off to the side. You guys had that big conversation. Basically, there was a cataclysm. And from what I've read in the new lore and the old lore of Dragonlance, and this is just what you know based off what Rose already told you, everybody points fingers at each other between the knights and the mages on who caused the cataclysm. They both blame each other. It's the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at one another, blaming each other. So the knights and the mages right now don't have the best relationship. It doesn't matter what order. There's 3 orders of knights. There's 3 orders of mages. It doesn't matter what order it is. They just don't really see eye
So
to
no
eye.
matter where we go with her, there's bound to be some people that look at her kind of funny.
Right. And she, I mean, when you talked to her, remember before, she basically just said, listen, I think that we all have skeletons in our closet. Did the mages screw up? Yes, we did. But the knights did too. They have skeletons in their closet. So they can't really point the finger at me. They have to worry about their own business in a way. So it's kind of just this thing she's just used to. But, you could run into some knights who don't care. And you might run into some mages that hate the knights as well. Like, it goes both ways. You just ran into 2, knights that hated, well, not hated, but they're suspicious of Rose. So
I'll tell Uriel that we should get Rose like a bava clava.
yeah.
Or cover all that up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not that they don't, well, it's not that they don't not trust her, but they're more suspicious when they come to town. So
Right.
Rose,
So
and again,
get her a disguise of some kind.
Yeah.
I basically just say she's been up and up with us. We've been up and up with her. Nothing bad. She's done nothing bad to us, and she's been nothing but helpful. So we have no problems or no qualms with her.
Well, you see, Cudgel's already like packing stuff to go up to the camp. She's like, "I'll come back in the morning with the report from the regiment." Um, she says, "But the and then she leaves, and the mayor Raven is like, "Well, the festival doesn't really begin till midday, so we have a little bit of time for her to come back." Um, Thank you for the warning. I mean, definitely, I don't want to have that ceremony again for a long time. We try to do it
Well, we
annually, but we don't want there to. She looks right at you, Martok. She's like, we don't want there to be more boats. We don't want to.
That's right.
We don't want there to be more boats
We
in the
want to
bay.
make more boats.
Right.
well
So,
we don't
so what do
plan
you
on
say?
going anywhere. So
Yeah. What do you say? Where's a good place to stay in town? And that's what I'm going to ask her.
She's like, well, I know we were just there, but the Brass Crab does have very nice rooms.
The brass crab.
Yeah, you were just
Ah,
there for the ceremony. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to stay at the fishbowl. You sleep on the floor, and you're gonna get beer spilled on you, and that is not good beer. And grog, the grog is gross. She's like, but yes, the thing doesn't start till next day, till midday, and you guys can show up then, and the festival will start. And you see
any
her.
I'd
good
let.
Oh, go ahead.
places to get supplies, a new set of armor, stuff like that.
Oh, kind of. There's we kind of have like a market, but I don't know if you could really call it a market. You could go down there and you could talk to Frozwin. He's he's a Kender and she is a Kender, but she really just barters and trades. She has small things, a lot of fish, and a lot of trinkets that have to do with fishing.
I like to use my persuasion to see if I can get her to like comp our stay and maybe compensate us in some way for our
Well, what do
travels.
you want to what do you want to say?
I would say, all right, so uh,
How much is
we'll go stay at the Brass Crab. If this information was valuable to you, perhaps you could compensate us for that information, or
And on top of that,
you know,
we just defeated those people right up the road that could have ended up coming here.
that's right. Did you and your town and your people a good service? I
Yeah,
think that deserves
we also
a
spoke
reward of
with
some kind.
what was her name?
Ladira?
Ladira.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We also
Right.
talked to Ladira. She's the one who actually gave us horses to get here faster.
You
Um,
see, you see, like, you see, Becklin and Raven look at each other, and they're like, "Can you excuse us for one moment?" And they go over to like the corner. There's like a candle over there, and you hear them whispering. Why don't you guys all roll a perception check to see if you can hear what they're saying?
Could I use my persuasion for to convince them to compensate us?
Yeah, roll
God.
roll your perception, Swami. What do you hear? You hear the sea, Swami. I saw what you rolled.
Yeah.
16.
You
I'm gonna
hear the
lie.
ocean. You have your head up on a conch shell, just listening. Like I thought we were supposed to listen to them.
All I need is for them to hear, and they'll tell me.
16 and 23.
I got
Oh,
20.
17.
You got 23 too? I got 23 on persuasion and 17 on perception.
I got 16 on perception.
You see them whisper, and they're like Ladira. That can't be right. And all you hear them is going, There's no way it was Ladira. I can't." And then you see, Becklin, the knight, step forward, and she's like, "I'm sorry for being rude to your friend earlier. I actually would like to extend an invitation. The mayor says that you can stay at the Brass Crab free of charge. If
Nice.
the information proves to be fruitful, that's how the deal will work out. But in the morning, if you could come to Thornwall Keep, I could show you around and maybe we could trade some stories." And you hear her whisper, Becklin's like, "I do want to hear more about these bandits, and I believe you." but I don't want anybody to get spooked.
All right. Sounds fair to me.
She says, so try to sleep. It's probably going to be a pretty rowdy night at the Brass Crab. You may obviously join in the festivities, but yeah, go find 4 rooms or 2 rooms or however, I don't know. She's like, but have a good night.
Sounds good.
Do you guys go over to the Brass Crab?
Yeah, I'd say we leave. Swami, do you want to go to the market first?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Or
I don't know what you guys.
Ariel wants to. Uriel wants to go to the market.
Under the sea, yeah.
Under the sea, Uriel. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go see what they got in the market. We got about how much gold we got? We got 100 gold. Yeah, let's go see what they got in the market.
Yeah. You guys go to the market and you see Frozwin is this Kender, female Kender, and she, there's braziers. It's dead. Everybody is either walking to either the fishbowl or the Brass Crab, and you hear noise coming from both those people are partying. There's food. You can smell, venison and just like meat, obviously fish. There's fish pies there. And you guys, without rolling like passive perception, you notice she's trying to keep herself busy at her stall, but she is open for business. Everything's laid out very nice. She's just kind of hoping somebody shows up. You guys kind of roll in as a quartet, and she's like, oh, hello. And she like darts kind of like, from behind, runs up, and she's like, nice to meet you. I'm Frozwin. These are my goods. I apologize. And she like starts moving stuff on the table to make it look a little bit nicer. Even with your guys' again, with your passive abilities, you notice even though this stuff is like kind of like homespun, like you can tell it's home carved, she has some stuff behind her, like actual weapons, like just simple weapons, like a few short swords, some arrows, things like that, like a few backpacks, some bedrolls, just simple supplies. You notice all this stuff on the table is like pretty well carved. Like, there's like necklaces and brooches and some bracelets and things. Either, everything's obviously done by hand, but it doesn't look like there's it looks like it's in good quality. And she's like, I really didn't expect anybody, and she's like still going through the table. She's like, anyway, look around if you have any questions. I'll just be back here checking on some things. And she runs behind and is like moving some boxes around and like fiddling with some like vials. You see some vials she's filling with. She's trying not to drop them.
I'd like to ask her if she has any magical items.
She's like, She's like, magical. Yeah, hang on one second. She like looks at you and she's like, because you're wearing robes, aren't you, Swami?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just have like normal robes. And she sees you in rose. And she's like, oh, she's like, well, to be honest, we don't see many magic users around these parts. And you see her kind of, as she's like looking, she's like reaching under, she's like looks at Rose and looks at you and is like, yep. And she pulls out like a small, like the size of a keyboard, like chest with a key. And you see her reach under her shirt, like unlock the chest, put the key back, on a necklace and then open it up. And she spins it around and like kind of keeps it close to her, chest, belly. She's a Kender. And you do see like a couple of like brooches of like the Kingfisher, which is obviously, it's not only a Kingfisher festival, obviously people like pray to deities and stuff. And there's like some salmon brooches and stuff like that. And then you see one with like, it looks like kind of like your necklace, but it's got 3 rings. So it looks like basically the Triforce, but like the Mickey Mouse ears basically. And it's colored the 3 colors of the moons of Kryn. So black, red, and white. And you see like a couple other rings like on the outside. And she's like, this, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm between, Reese hasn't come in a while, so I haven't really been resupplied, but yeah, if you see anything you like, I can talk about it, or, just, you can tell she's like really nervous and didn't expect anybody to like show up during this like morning. Like everybody's at a feast right now or getting drunk because it's a memorial and she's open for business. So
I ease closer to her and I ask her, what is the function of this necklace, this brooch?
which one do you pick up? There's there's 4 brooches. There's 2 that are the kingfisher.
The
Well,
magical one.
this whole case is magical. So there's a kingfisher brooch. There's a kingfisher necklace, and like one of it, the necklace is like a jade color, and then like those are in the inside. Then the outside, there's like 2, 4, there's 6 slots. So they're on the inside. Next to them, going out, is 2 necklaces, and they both have, one has a salmon and one has a trout on it. And then on the outside, there's 2 rings, and one of them has one of this weird fish that you actually haven't seen before. There's a name of it here. Sorry. If I can find the name of here we go.
Wait, did she pull out multiple magical items? I thought she only pulled out one.
No, she's got this little chest. It's like a jewelry box, and it's got like 2, 4, 6.
I thought
Like
she pulled one out.
yeah, it's got like it's a jewelry box that she opens, and it's a line of like rings or whatever, in an old jewelry box, and those things. This is what it is, and then one of them is there's one that on the end is a carp, and there's another one that's an eel, and those are rings. So that's what it is. So the inside, there's a oh yeah, and then behind in the middle, there's the one of the 3 moons. So there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7. There's one behind. So there's basically 2 rolls of jewelry, and one only has the one thing in it, and the other one has the 6 things in it.
Okay. I asked her, by any chance, does she know what any of these do?
She's like, of course. And you see her shaking, like as she's pointing at him. It's almost like she doesn't want to break him. She's like, the one here, the kingfisher brooch, is brings good luck for fishing, and make sure that, like, if you're at sea, you won't capsize or anything. She's like, and she's shaking. The jade one. She's like, this one, I've heard. I'm not a mage, but some mages say it helps you control the wind, which I don't want to touch it. And the salmon and the trout one, she's like, these 2, and she's still shaking. She's like, the salmon and the trout one, those just one of them helps you kind of be a little bit more persuasive, I've heard, and the other one helps you kind of run a little bit faster. And she said the 2 on the outside, the rings, the eel and the carp. She's like, the eel helps you breathe underwater, but I've never tried that. I don't want to try it. And the carp just allows you to swim faster. Is what I've heard. And this here, to be honest, she like holds up the one that's like the 3, circles. She's like, I don't know. I've just heard. She like points, like motions to Roach. She's like, you might know, but I just heard it's a good luck charm for mages, but I don't really know.
How much for the jade and the one with the 3 circles?
She goes, and she like, she pulls out of her apron like a price book, like a notebook, She like starts thumbing through it with one hand on the thing, and she's like, the circle thing is, she says 200 gold for the 3 circles,
God.
and she says the eel one, the jade one, she says the one that helps you with the wind. She said that's 100, but to be honest,
How much is the persuasion one?
the salmon one, right?
I think so.
All right, I'm writing these up. So the salmon is now the persuasion one. This one helps with the wind, and then the 3 moon one. Yeah, she says the persuasion one is it's 100 gold, but I don't actually know. And then you see Rose kind of step up. She's like, may I see the one with the 3 moons? She's like, I promise I won't do anything. I won't run away. She's like, you can call the town guards after me. And you see Cursewin. She's like, okay, okay. And she gives it. And Rose like holds out her hand and like starts looking at it. She's like, so you say 200 for this? And she's like, yes, 200. And Rose
She better not.
Rose is like, Rose. You see Rose give it back. She's like, I'm sorry, that's a little bit rich for what I have on me. And then Jess, you want to know about the salmon one? She goes, that's
The persuasion one.
yeah, the one with persuasion. She said that would be 50 gold for that one.
50 gold. Can I see it?
Of course. And she pulls it out and hands it to you. Uriel, did you see anything that you want to
use it?
Was
I
there-
can
was
breed
there
your
any
brain.
armor?
Use it and
We
get her
already know
to
what
give
he was
me
gonna
what I
do.
want.
I knew exactly what you were going to do. And you said, can I just try it on for a second?
Do it.
I was looking for light armor.
Oh, light armor. Okay. Jesse, what do you want to do before he looks for light armor? Are you gonna just put it on?
Yeah, I'm
want
gonna
it
put it
all.
on, and I'm
Okay.
gonna talk about the one that Swami wants. And I was like, I saw that in a couple towns ago for like 80 gold. Are you sure you
50,
can't part with it for less?
100 gold both. I want both of them. I want the jade and the 3 moons.
The 3 moons was 200.
Hey, don't tell him what to do. He got the persuasion one. He know what he doing.
Okay,
Can't make
do you just
magic work.
just to ask you, Martok, do you just put this on and just wing it, or are you gonna like inspect it before you? Okay. Tell me, even or odd? We'll do that. Even or odd?
Even.
Okay. What do you say to her?
I just say that I'm basically trying to convince her. I've seen something like that, and it was quite a bit cheaper in this other town. Are you sure you can't part with it for less?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Do that.
Not
Do
great. The dice is in the way.
The dice is in the way. I'm looking at your roll.
15. Yeah, and on my screen it.
Oh yeah,
rolled
like
in the corner.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
weird because
15.
you can't in the digital one. You can't say that it's cocked because it'll still display a number. We've all been at the table where it gets cocked, and you're like, "Oh, that's between 2 numbers. Roll again." But that one, it'll just assign a number and say, "No, that's a 12." You're like, "No, it's not. It could have been a 17." You say that, and she's like, She looks at you, and you see her go, "I'm," and you see her. She's very nervous that you guys are here. She doesn't really know. The moment you say that, she's like, "What did you said? I saw this for 80 gold somewhere else." She immediately, it's like someone hits a light switch, and she's like, "Listen," she's like, "I've been to a lot of towns, and that is not 80 gold."
Oh God, bro! Fireball.
Swami's like, "I'm burning this. I'm burning it down." Uriel, you wanted light armor? Oh, go ahead, Martok.
I'll buy the. So how does the persuasion thing even work? I'll inspect that and see if it.
Now you inspect it. Okay, I enjoy the chaos of him just like, let's see, literally roll the dice and see if this works.
Let's see. If it works.
Roll an Arcana check for me to see. You're looking for light armor. I should always just have the equipment page up.
19.
So you realize this is like enchanted. It's a minor enchantment, but because it's a minor enchantment that adds to your persuasion roll, it basically could follow your proficiency bonus, but there's a luck chance that it procs or it doesn't proc. So when I said evens or odds, you wanted it to be evens or odds. I rolled a 1. So every time you go to use this ring, I'm going to ask you even or odds. I'm going to do a secret roll, and we'll see if it procs.
All right.
So
I'll buy it for 50 gold.
Okay, 50 gold. All right.
All right. Can I ask her? I want to ask her if there's any. What's the word I'm looking for? Is there any task I can do for her
that you can sell to her?
Yeah, you got swords. Remember, you stole swords and spears and stuff.
Oh dear Lord.
You're like,
yeah, I got.
I have.
You're like Dave Chappelle with that money meme. I can't give away
I have a
all this.
crossbow. I have a necklace with stars and colors you can have.
First, I want to ask if there's a task she needs done to trade services for those 2 items. My service for a task she needs done for those 2 items.
She's like, well, I'm a simple woman, and I have a place to sleep every night. I have all my goods.
Fireball.
Yeah. I'm burning it down. Do you want to do that? You could do it if you want.
Nah,
Okay.
not yet.
She hasn't
We're
made
in
me
the
that
middle
mad.
of town,
She
bro.
hasn't-
We're in the middle of town.
She hasn't made me that mad yet. Like if she makes me
Okay,
really
no,
mad, then
I'll ask her if she's asked the mayor for anything, and if what she's asked the mayor has it been done.
Oh, you're gonna? What are you, a muffle? You're gonna go shake the mayor down?
No, I'm just saying. Let me see what I can help her with.
No, she's like, she's like, she kind of looks at you for a second. She's like, listen, and she knows she's used to bartering. She's like, listen, I take barter, I take trade as well. So if you don't have the gold, I understand. A lot of these men, you see, once she starts like getting into the deal of like wheeling and dealing and bartering, she gets very, very calm and like collected. Like she's used to, this is what she does. Just to let you know, what kind of light armor do you want, Uriel? She's got padded and leather kind of behind her on one of those like wooden stands, just sitting there, and they're in good shape. Swami, just let you know, she's like, if you have anything to trade, I'm more than willing to trade for the necklace.
Okay. All right, let him do this light armor thing while I try to figure out exactly what I'm gonna give her.
Because you have been looting like swords and.
Yeah, I do. I have a few.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Is there anything special about these 2 armors, or is it just?
Give me an Arcana check to see if you can like suss out if it's special in any way or.
Arcana. Absolutely not.
You're like, that looks like padded and studded leather armor. They look good. I mean, it's is it better than what you have though?
I mean, my armor class is 11. I am wearing
Yeah, it probably
basically
would. Yeah, for
a
some
robe.
reason you'd have disadvantage on stealth checks, which is weird. But yeah, yeah, you can. I mean, it's only 5 gold, and it looks like it's actually in really good shape.
Which one?
Well, the padded is 5 gold. The studded leather is 45 gold.
For me,
What's
I'd buy the best armor I could afford.
What's the AC for the studded?
It's 12 plus whatever your dex modifier is. And your dex modifier
is 1.
Oh, so you get a 13.
Wait a minute. Modifier, that's the number with the like the +1, +2,
Yep.
all that.
Yep.
So you get 12
Yeah.
plus 1, so you get a 13.
Well, 13 is better than 11.
That does. There's probably someone that knows a percentage of how that helps you not get hit. I don't know that percentage, but it does help you not get hit. Yeah, 45 gold. Like as soon as you look
a
at it,
3% chance that I better than, or 2%
yeah,
chance that I don't get
yeah, like a
hit.
2% chance that you don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she's like, I mean, if you're interested, and it does appear to fit you. Like it's like a good size. She's like, I apologize. Reese hasn't come in. I haven't really gotten, resupplied yet. And then she looks back at you, Swami. Do you want to buy it, Uriel, or are you still thinking about it?
I mean, why not?
Okay. 45 gold, but you have better armor now. Swami, she turns, as soon as she collects the gold and stuff, she gives you the armor. And then she looks right back at you, Swami. She's like, so what have you got?
All right, let's see if we can barter.
She's
70 gold, 1 dagger, 1 shield, and two short swords.
And a light crossbow. I'm adding to the kitty.
For
Oh
the
yeah, you got me like that. You got me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my guy right there. Listen, if there's ever any danger out there, you know what to do.
Firebolt.
Yeah.
Firebolt.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Swami will cast an extra firebolt for you. He's like, I got you, bro. And like cast another one. She's like, you see her. Either of you can roll persuasion. She will do a counter roll to see if she buys your offer. So I'll let either of you roll.
I
But
got 19.
You get advantage. You get advantage. So if you want to roll again.
Oh.
I have a plus
Listen,
7
if I get
persuasion.
lower than that 19, I'm sticking with that 19.
Do you want me to roll persuasion? My persuasion's a plus 7.
So you
Oh
get-
god, I got. What did I?
Oh, you got 20.
Yeah, you got a
Ooh,
20.
Okay. One more. Let's go with it.
She's like, she kind of looks at everything and she's like, no, wait a second. She's got a pretty high.
I'm just curious as to what I would roll
You're
if
fine.
I was to roll.
Because you have plus 7.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, I had a that's what I was trying to say.
Well, you guys are working together. I'll give you the 25 because you're the one that put the crossbow on the stack last.
Mm.
You go, and this. And you like put it on.
And this.
She's like, see her scratch her chin. She's like, deal.
It's a lot
and
of weapons.
She hands you the 3 moon necklace and then
Ooh.
closes the box and locks it up. And you see her put it under her.
Yeah, but she also gave me the jade, right?
No, the jade
jade-
the jade would be another 100. She thought you wanted just a.
No. We want the jade and the 3 necklace.
She's like, I mean, you see her like she gets this grin on her face. She's like, no. For what you've given me, I can either give you the crossbow back, give you the jade necklace, or you give me all this and I give you the one with the moons. Take it or leave it.
What if I add a spear and a longsword?
All right, you guys get to decide again. Do you guys want to throw anything else down there and give him advantage? Remember, too, Swami, you have that point of inspiration. If you roll poorly, you can burn that inspiration, roll again. So, roll your persuasion because you're trying to persuade her. Now, do you think that's high enough? Remember, she does this for a living. You have that point of inspiration. Or, if Martok or Uriel want to throw something on the pile or help out.
I haven't been able to pick up anything. Everything else has been picked up, so I have nothing.
There's still some rings there that you can...
If I use that inspiration and it's lower than my 16, can I keep the 16?
Yeah.
All right, boom, burning it.
I got a bottle of ink.
And this, you got to write in your ledgers, right? You got to keep your ledgers up to date.
Yeah, I burnt it. I'm about to roll it again.
All right, roll again. Give me the persuasion.
I got some
Oh
rations.
god. Oh god.
Well, you got the chance. You had the chance. Let's see what she rolls. She's kind of like scratching her chin, you know. You see her kind of tussle her because they have like a top knot of hair. You see her like really fiddling with her hair and like really thinking about it. She goes, "How many spears were you gonna give me?"
1.
She goes, "Do you have another spear?"
Oh, I already gave her 1?
She's like, "If you throw in another spear, it could be yours."
Listen.
How about this?
I have a necklace. I have
have
a necklace star with colors. I don't know what that is.
I have a quarterstaff.
Okay. Jesse, that's loot you got from some of the Dragonborn you killed and stuff. I in Discord in the general chat, I linked a picture of what it looks like.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I got a necklace too, but I don't know what it is.
All right.
I think I want to keep the necklaces. Actually.
Okay.
But I got a
think
quarterstaff. I mean, I can
I feel like they
give
have
up
a
my
quarterstaff.
quarterstaff.
Okay, you
Since
give
I
up.
got the sword.
You throw your quarterstaff in, and Swami, do you throw another spear in?
I only have that 1 spear to give.
She's like, "What else you got?"
What else I got?
Yeah.
I got a dagger.
She's like,
I have a javelin. 3 javelins.
she's like, Daggers are big in these parts. Help you gut
Bro, I'm about to
fish.
kill this girl. I'm like, I lied to you now. I'm about to. Ooh.
Oh, I have an extra greatsword. Actually,
Oh,
I have my original.
do you throw that on the
Greatsword.
pile? You're like, I don't need this anymore.
Sure. Yeah. I'll throw that on the pile.
She looks at both of you and she scoops, like puts, like scoops everything back. And she's like, it looks like we have a deal. She gives you the 3-moon necklace and the Kingfisher jade brooch that helps you control the wind. So you guys bought everything you needed. Are you want to go back to the brass crab? That's what Martok said. Uriel, you want to do that, or do you want to buy anything else from?
Yeah, no. That basically took all the money I had.
Yeah, bro, I'm broke.
You're broke and just like waiting for everybody to finish up because you're like, this sucks.
Well, 45. I had 60, so I got like 15 gold left. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys all go to the brass crab. As you guys are making your way there, yeah, it's just, it's a party. This is a memorial. You go in, people are already drunk. It's been about 30 or 45 minutes that you guys have been dickering with the, crap. I forget her name now. I had it right here. Not the wharf. Crap. Nope. No. Oh, the market. Frostwind. Yeah. People have already been drinking. You see like food set out, and you see people are kind of going towards the table with food, and it's like, there's fish pies there, obviously, but there's like venison, like roasted. There's like roasted pork. Like there's tons of food. You even see vegetables, like roasted vegetables. You see there's an ale keg that's been cut, and when people come up to the table, they put a copper in, and then they grab food, and then they go sit down, and then they walk by the bar, and you see the same thing. They put a copper in, and then they grab a tankard of ale or whatever, and they go sit down. And it's very loud.
Do we see our buddy anywhere?
Reese? Or
Eric.
Oh, the young kid.
Kargoff? No,
The merchant guy.
Terranian. No,
Tarek.
Tarek. Yeah.
Tarek. Yeah, I keep saying it. Tarek. Is he here?
You don't see him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
I just know he was here earlier, so I was looking to see if he was still here.
I see.
Yeah, but everybody's having a good time. People are drinking, talking, slapping each other back. Like I said, some people are already drunk, but it's not like disorderly drunk. They're like the happy drunk. So you guys, there is a table. This place is packed, but there's still a table in the corner for you guys.
I
I'll
grabbed
get-
the table.
Hey, are drinks still free?
Half price, so it's like a copper.
Yeah, I'm good.
Like, I don't got no money.
I'll get some drinks and some food, and I'll get some drinks for Swami too.
I mean, I got 30 gold still, but
You're like,
We gotta
I'll
say
pay
that.
for it. I'll
You-
pay for
you
his
gotta
drinks
remember-
for the night.
That was at the other place. That wasn't here.
well,
that was at that
yeah, but everybody's putting
What
a
was it
copper
called?
in it. It's right on the map. It's called the fishbowl.
I'll buy the first round. Who got the second one?
Yeah, I'll get
I'll buy the
second and all
second.
that.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'll
So-
get the third.
All right.
All right,
Wow.
boom,
Okay,
yep.
you guys. So you get food and everything. You're sitting there eating and like drinking and everything, and everybody is just having a good time. It's just like
Wait.
it's a memorial basically.
And the
Roses-
drunker. Go ahead.
I want to ask Rose about my brooch.
She's like,
Oh,
may I see it?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to touch it if you don't like allow her.
Yeah, no,
grab it
because
off
I
your-
seen, she
Yeah,
looked at
like,
it and
grab
she
it
just
off
said,
your-
and then put it back. Yeah, I want to ask her, does she know the function of my brooch?
She's like, I've never. She's like, but it's only 2 colors, so I don't know why.
3 moons, but 2 colors?
You
Now
don't
again,
see the.
she can't see the black
Remember?
moon.
Oh, yeah.
She can only see the white and the red one, but this is a painted magical item, so she should be able to look and go, yeah, it's black paint. But you see 3 colors, she only sees 2.
God damn it, Rose.
I pick up something that's black. And
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
Rose, what
Rose
color
is
this?
useless. You hold up
What
something.
color is this?
You hold up something black, and
Yeah.
you're like, "What?" She's like, "It's black."
Okay, just checking.
She just
You
like
just can't see magical black things.
right. Well, remember that moon only reveals itself to people that
Yeah.
worship the whatever. But you see her like when you do that, you go just check, and you see her eyes narrow, and she's like got the tankard in front of her, and she just starts sipping the tankard, like she's like that, like what, like what did you? I don't know what you just did.
I said that, but I don't know. Can I see all three of the moon colors, or is it just him?
Yeah, you
I
can't.
mean,
When she says like you kind of you can see off of this side eye when she's like it only has two colors. I don't know the significance of that. You're like, yeah, I don't see the significance. Is it supposed to have three? Like you also don't see the third one.
so then I retract my previous. I don't ask her what color that
Oh,
is
okay,
because
okay.
I don't even see it.
You're like, she is correct. Swami, he's like, fuck this.
Like I don't see
Yeah.
it either.
Come on now, Rose. What I
Are
don't
you
know, you
getting-
gotta know.
Are you getting some of the Hobbit weed?
some of the what do they call it? Long bottom leaf? A little bit of that. A little
Yeah,
bit of
the
the,
long bottom
Long
weed.
the old,
Yeah.
what do they call it? The old, what do they call it in the movie? The old Toby, like a little stiff huff of the old Toby or whatever they call it. Swami, just to let you know, I mean, with your passive insight and everything, if she can't, I mean, she's a somewhat learned wizard. You're getting there, but if she doesn't know what it is and you don't notice, this probably isn't a minor enchantment that's on this thing. I mean, you probably got the real deal for this.
Probably got it. It's probably a big boy.
Yeah, you probably got something good. Because if
Okay,
Marta could look at it and be like, "This is gonna work," his brooch is like Sex Panther. 20% of the time, it works 80% of the time.
All right.
Yeah.
But okay, in combat, even though I don't know what it does, could I find a way to activate it and see what it does?
Yes.
Ooh. Hey, be careful, you guys. Don't stand around me
You're like
next time we fight.
What's your bet?
your
Okay.
brooch is like a Roman candle. It just fires firebolts out of it like a Roman. You're like, stand back.
Can I look around the
The pub?
Yeah.
the Krabby Patty and see if anyone has like
Yes.
plate armor on or?
No, man, these are
Krabby
all
Patty.
fishermen. It does again. I think I said before, but it appears that they're in their Sunday best. Like everybody's kind of dressed up, but these are kind of nice, kind of like common nice clothing. But everybody's having a good time and talking, and yeah, mostly humans. You do see some people come in that like come in and they're dressed differently than the fishermen. Everybody, give me a perception check.
And the more I drink, the more I'm
Three.
like, hello, like I'm
Great one,
jovial.
Swami. Whoa! Wow, Uriel.
Wow.
Big boy.
These guys are loggers that work up north. They got that like lumberjack, like wide shoulder, like they're all wearing the medieval equivalent of flannel. You know what I mean? Like suspenders. Like all these guys are like mostly human. Like there's a couple of half orcs and stuff, just huge human beings. Like
Hey,
all
you know what?
all the humans are like 6'3", you know what I mean? It looks like they'd be on, and you could just smell like the pine and stuff on them when they come in, and everybody gives them a big hug and everything, and they like start slapping shoulders. They go over and get food, sit down, start. There's 8 of them that come in and they start mingling with people and drinking, and everybody's just having a good time.
Nice.
We get one more group and we can do a dodgeball tournament.
That's right. You get some pirates, you're good to go. You get a group of pirates, like maybe
Oh,
some
yeah,
ninjas. Yeah.
The pirates, the loggers, and the fishers.
All right. So you guys are there. You saw everybody come in. Everybody's having a great time. Martok said the more he drinks, the more jovial he gets. You asked Rose about
Yep.
the necklace. She doesn't know. You want to hit Rose with a firebolt, apparently. That's how you... Man, I think Swami needs a therapist or something. His answer to
No.
everything is like,
No.
burn it down. Burn it down.
Does it burn? Will they burn?
Since we start drinking and everything, I look over at Rose. I'm like, Rose, do you have to be a virgin to be a ultimate mage?
She's like, God, I hope not.
Oh,
Ultimate mage?
you know that
Whoa.
that joke in a lot of like anime. It's like
Oh yeah.
I'm a 40-year-old virgin, so I'm gonna be like the great sage.
The best mage ever because I've focused all my attention on magic. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are sitting there and everybody's just kind of like you see Darrett Highwater come in and he like runs in and you see he's got like these like a honey cake in his hand and he's got a cup of ale in his hand. And he's
I
like,
ask him, "How old are you?"
you see him go, "What?" And then he runs out of Nebraska. He runs in and he's got the ale and everything. And you go, "How old are you?" And he runs out and a bunch of guys in the front heard you and they start laughing and they pat each other in the back. And then a couple guys pat you like on the side. They're like, one of the old fishermen, he's like, good call. If Becklin, he's like, if Becklin caught him, he'd be toast for sure. And like they all laugh even more. And then you see one guy puts a drink on the table or whatever.
For me?
Yeah, he's like, there you go, good call.
Oh, we were like, you just stopped, and I was like,
oh yeah, no, yeah, he puts it on the table and then like turns around and keeps talking to the people and stuff, But like the guys are still kind of chuckling, and then you see them, do the like, I ran in, ran out, like they're telling everybody the story and everything. You hear them kind of talking with one another, but it's getting louder and louder. More and more people are coming in. Martok, you with even without casting your like divine sense, you sense Tarek is here, but he's not in the bar. He's actually outside. You get this like weird smell of like it's the same smell that you got when you were standing inside the that church that he built in that rock, basically that like mildew wood. You can smell it, and yeah,
It smells of Tarek.
yeah.
It smells like Tarek outside.
Oh god, it's mold and gross.
Ugh. I'll go check him out. Sure.
Thing?
Let's go on my own.
You just want to
Right
go?
outside.
Does anybody want to follow Martok or?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah,
I'll go.
You see Rose. She just, Swami, when you leave, you didn't take that ale the guy set down, so she grabs it and starts drinking it. Like as soon as you get up, she's like, "Oh, free ale."
Damn, she an alcoholic?
I mean, she might be going that way now. She had 2 ales.
Did she not get a drink when we said each of us pay for a round?
Oh no, she got. Well, I don't know, Martok. Did she get one, Mister? Do we have to give her money?
She just stole mine. Okay.
No, because you had one in your hand, and then the guy set an extra one down. Like, hey, good call, and then you got up and didn't take that one, and she's like, well, if you guys are leaving, I'm going to take this ale that's right here.
Maybe she just needs a little liquid courage because of how many people are here.
Yeah. You don't know. She could be going towards alcoholism. No, yeah, I'm kidding. You go out towards the back, like out toward the brass crab. You kind of move through people. Everybody's again in a good mood, and you see Tarek out there, and you see him in his plain clothing and like the winds. You see the braziers burning, the tiki torch braziers, and he's sitting out there on the dock just looking out at the ocean. And if you guys look at the front of him, he's got like the fishing pole like on the side, like leaning up against a pylon or whatever. And you see him just staring out. You see like the waves, the water kind of moving. It's real rough. There's some wind out there, and you see him just staring at the ocean, kind of like.
You trying to catch it already, huh? The big one.
He's like, that elf isn't going to beat me this year. I still think he's cheating. And it's like he's in the zone. He's trying to like psych himself out to win, a little bit. Like he's like,
you got this. You are the man. You are going to catch the biggest, bestest fish.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It's night. It's like the sun went down right as they were giving the eulogies.
Evening. Okay.
So yeah. It's like, and it's like springtime, I think. So yeah. I
just had to give him a little pep talk.
He's like, are you guys gonna be at the festivities tomorrow?
Oh, I mean, we'll be doing some festivities if you know what I mean. Yeah.
You see him chuckle a bit. He's like, okay, all right, okay. Like he doesn't know what you're talking.
Yeah. So we're gonna be the festivities. I have no idea.
Yeah, I might actually get to try out my new sword tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's true.
Good. He's like, well, I'm gonna win, and he like picks up his fishing pole, and you see him walk back to the brass crab, like start walking back inside or whatever.
Sweet. And I'll follow him back in and buy him a drink.
And he sits down at your table, and Rose is there, and she's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Rose, it's nice to see you again." And then he clinks her glass, and then you guys like sit down. He's like, "So how do you guys find Vogler? Do you like it here?"
Oh yeah, it's a nice place.
They seem happy.
Seem happy
The-
group.
The merchant kind of.
Dingy.
You see him chuckle a bit. He's like, "Frostwind really does covet her goods, but I get it. You know that she doesn't really get a lot of goods here. Reese comes sparingly, so she covets what she has, and but she's fair. He looks at you, Swami. He's like, she is fair though, and her goods are of good quality. She's actually refused some stuff from Reese because it didn't meet her quality standards. So your gear's gonna last a while.
I'd agree.
That makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah,
Would
that
have
makes me
been
feel
better.
comfortable. That's cool.
All right.
Could
Well,
have been worse.
Swami, he looks down at your brooch. He goes, "That's a beautiful brooch you have there."
I asked him, "Do you know what it does?"
He says, "Let me see it for a second. Do you mind?"
Go ahead.
He grabs it, and you see him bite it like a coin.
Oh God! Fireball!
He just grabs it like, okay, stop. No, he bites it, and then he flicks it, and he flicks it back to you. And when he flicks it back, like I said, how it's separated, you see it do that again, and all three coins like fly to you, and then they fly back together, and it like clasps on your cloak.
Okay.
And like the configuration's different. He's like, "I think you're gonna like that, Swami."
I say, why do you say that?
He says, "Well," he like looks you up and down. He goes, "Let's just say I think you could, really turn up the heat when you need to. But just make sure none of your friends are around you."
What does that mean? Tell me specifically.
He's like, "Stop speaking in riddles, old man."
It means we'll take a step back when you go to start casting stuff.
All right, listen, we're gonna find out the hard way.
He's like, he puts his hand up. He goes, "Well, your firebolt might be a little bit stronger. In fact," and then he squints a little bit. He's like, "I know it'll be a bit stronger, but be careful depending on which way the necklace is aligned. You might hurt people around you. So just be careful."
All right.
He's
Thank
like,
you.
"If it's white, you're good. If it's red, a little bit of danger. If it's black, back away." That's all I'll say.
And I ask him, "You can see the black?"
You see him grin a bit, and he takes a swig of the thing. He goes, "Yes, I can see the black."
How? How can you see it?
He goes, "Well, some people say I have a gift." And then he says, "But I'm gonna win that contest tomorrow." And he slams the thing and like slams the tankard head. He goes, "You gentlemen and Rose, get some sleep. If I see you around town tomorrow, I'll see you around." And you see him take his fishing pole. It's like wrapped up in a bundle, and he walks out of the the brass crab.
Yeah, I think his competition has one of those trinkets, probably. I say to the table.
His competitor or whatever.
His competitor, yeah.
The elf, yeah.
The elf probably has one
Or
of those
maybe
trinkets.
he has a fishing charm.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Do you guys want to go to bed, or do you want to talk to anybody? I mean, like I said, people have been drinking, but there's people that are cognate, and some people can have like an ale and then go home and whatever. So
I got nothing else. I think I'm
I'm good for the long rest.
It's nighttime.
good for the long rest. Yeah.
all right.
Long rest.
Yeah, long rest, reset your thing. If you haven't done anything, I don't know if you guys haven't cast these spells, go ahead and give yourself a long rest. You guys wake up in the morning. When you wake up, I'm going to say, you didn't get shit-faced or anything. You wake up, you notice that the brass crab is like, there's people, you get up kind of like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, and you notice that there's already like a crew scrubbing down the brass crab, and it's like immaculately clean. And you see some people stumbling down to the bar and like pouring their own ale and just sitting there at the bar. And then you see some people eating food, and it looks like some people are getting ready to, like they're still wearing good clothes, and they're getting ready for the festival. Do you guys want to get food, or do you want to go to Thornwall Keep, or what? I mean, what do you?
Let's
You
get
guys-
some breakfast and then go to the keep. I think.
Yeah.
All right,
Fill up on rations.
yeah, you guys get the you get breakfast. You guys get, let's see this. 3 temporary hit points. 3 temporary hit points. And you guys want to head over to Thornwall Keep. When you come out of the Brass Crab, it's about, I'd say 8:30, 8:45. Darrett runs up to you guys and he's like, "Oh, good. You guys are awake. I was told if you guys are going to the keep that I should escort you."
Who are you again?
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Darrett Highwater," and he does this like really kind of clumsy bow. He's about 16. He's like, I'm the squire to Becklin."
Oh,
Squire.
you were the guy last night who ran in and grabbed a nail and ran out.
Yeah, the guy right here that Swami caught and was like, "How old are you?" And he goes, "Ah," like ran out of the thing because he got caught. He was trying to sneak in and get a nail. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do that. Yeah. Is there actually, and this will be important for combat, is there a place we can just stop in and buy a healer's kit somewhere along the way?
Oh, if you need that, we have an infirmary at the keep, and we could give we have a few of those saved up. We could hand them out.
All right. Yeah. That'd be good.
We don't. He's like, "I'm so sorry." He's like walking with you guys. He's kind of ahead of you, and he does that thing that like kids do, where he's like walking backwards, like doing the action jog. You know, like he's like, "We don't really have any potions, so they're kind of hard to come by here. I could try to get some, but right now we don't have any. But we do have some healer kits. So
I feel like it's be good.
yeah, that's all we got. So yeah, and he's like, you see, he gets he's backwards running. He bumps into people, and you see people just like turn and like kind of smile when they see him. And he's like, "So you guys have been on the road a bit, or I mean, are you just getting into town? Did you take the main trail coming in, or like, I've heard some stuff on the road, and I don't know. I think it could just be a rumor, but anyway."
Not a rumor. The roads are bad. Do not go out there alone.
You will die.
You will die out there.
Oh, okay. So should we like double the watch or anything? Should I tell?
Probably, yeah. You have escorts on your routes. I mean, we basically murdered all our way here. So, I mean,
Whoa, murdered your way
be
here.
careful.
So he kind of looks up at you. It's like, so you guys are like hardened mercenaries?
No.
You see him
We're
look. He's
just
like,
simple adventurers.
you see him kind of look at
Yeah.
you, and he's doing the backwards jog, and he goes, "Oh," and then he like kind of turns around and like kind of runs up the hill to the keep, and it's the same thing when you guys came from the river gate. When you came from the river gate, you looked over at the keep. He brings you there kind of the long way. You see men working, and Becklin's got plans out on a table outside, and she's talking to people, and you can tell just from your passive insight that these guys are kind of antsy. The festival's today. They kind of came in early to do some work, but they want to leave. And she's like, there's like a couple of gnomes and a kender and like a human all working. And she's like, "You guys can go, just go." And they run. They just drop their tools and run to go to the festival, And she sees you and she's like, "Oh, I see Darrett found you. Would you guys like some tea or coffee before we speak or anything like
I'm
that?"
good.
Okay.
We're good.
She goes, "Come on in." And Darrett like whispers to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll get to that. Just go get it and just meet me in the main hall." And he's like, "Okay." And then he runs forward, and you guys go in. And this is just like an older keep, but it's still it's undergoing repairs. But you guys can kind of look around and see that it's actually like really even though the walls are partially ruined and everything, it's a 3-story tower. In the ground level, you guys kind of come in, you see a small library off to the side. You see like old rusted armor and everything. Even though it's kind of dilapidated, she does keep it in very good shape. You see that everything's clean. There's no like spider webs and everything. You can smell like soap and water. And it looks like some of the woodworking, like the buttresses and everything have been sanded and probably like shined and everything.
Oiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and you see new stone going in parts of the walls that are like broken in and stuff. And she's like, I'm so sorry. We're trying to do repairs to this place. it's kind of
Yeah,
been a
it's
good lookout for
nice.
a long time, and we're just trying to get it up to speed, get it up to. But she goes, come this way, and she like brings you guys into the library. So there's books around you. She goes, I'm sorry, did you guys want any refreshments or anything?
We're good on
We're
that.
good. We're good. Thank you.
She's like, all right, and she lays out the map that you guys laid out before, from the high hill, and then she lays out the town map, and then she lays out a world map, which I actually don't have a slide for, but she's like, okay, she goes, let's go over this. She goes, because I do believe what you've been saying. I've heard a lot of the same reports on the road.